Alright, so today we're going to be talking about relationships, and not in the normal boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband sort of relationships, but in an actual direct applicable way that relationships work in marketing. Now, what do I mean by this? What I mean by this is, why am I wearing a Star Wars t-shirt just like in the last video? And number two, when The Force Awakens came out, why was I the guy that yelled at the screen, "No!" when Chewbacca got hit with a 1,000-mile-per-hour plasma bolt to the shoulder, letting out a terribly sad Wookiee shriek? This is because, one, we're shooting this video back to back with last video, so that's why I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt at the same time. And two, because Star Wars has successfully courted and married itself into my life. Now, how did it do that, and how can you use that as an actual legitimate marketing strategy in your own aspects? Alright, so I'm DJ with Attitude Marketing, and before we go on, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to this video. If you have any questions or topics you'd like to be discussed in the next video, absolutely post those below. Again, today we're talking about building relationships and why that is successful and that can make money. Star Wars is a huge company making all of the money on every millennial and even older selling t-shirts and TV shows and action figures, not because necessarily it is arguably one of the best movies ever, because it has the best marketing ever. You build a relationship with these characters, you become part of the universe, and because of that you feel obliged to buy their services. This goes all the way back to the psychology of what marketing is now. Modern marketing is based off of primarily Russian propaganda in the Cold War, which was meant to brainwash people into being more productive and helping out. We still use this idea to a point, and we go pretty much way too far with it nowadays and are pretty close to being in a dystopian corporatist world, but that's a completely different discussion. What we're talking about is building a relationship. Now here's the secret. You can't just go up into a bar and tell a lady, "I love you, let's get married and have 3 kids and have a Leave It to Beaver future." That won't work. Just like that won't work, you can't just walk up to anybody off the street and say, "Hey, I'm a back doctor, come into my office and I'll treat you, it's gonna be awesome," and expect them to come in. That won't work. You have to get their number, you have to call them, you have to court them before they go on a date with you. Now this allegory is actually really good, because on online marketing, the first thing that you're trying to do is getting their phone number or their email. To build communication with that, obviously you want to give them a couple calls. Just like in a real relationship, you don't want to call them way too much or people are going to be like, "Oh my god, this guy is super clingy, I'm never going to ever call him back." That is absolutely true with how marketing works nowadays. You can't send out 2 and 3 emails every single day and place a call every day. People are going to start getting annoyed. Not only are the people going to get annoyed, but Google, Yahoo, AOL, all of these services will get annoyed. That means that your emails and your website can be blocked and dropped down. You can start getting put into the spam. You can start dropping down on your search list. You can't be a clingy boyfriend in the marketing relationship. You need to send out the proper amount of emails and calls to build this relationship. By doing this, you are sending out information and you are reaching out to this person consistently. One of the key things that we find is that people will search, for example, chiropractic care when they wake up and they have a really achy back. That doesn't mean that they're going to walk into your office that day. That means that they're going to search for that information. Now, if you have a good website and you're keeping up with the fashion in the future, like we talked about last video, the goal is to get their email and their phone number. Now, the next day, this person might wake up and not have the same back problems that they were having or the same back aches and might go, "Okay, well, I can go another couple days." But luckily, you have their email, you have their phone number. What you want to do is be sending out weekly or bi-weekly emails, if you're feeling fancy, to keep in touch with these people. That way they are always seeing your name in their inbox. The next time that they have an achy back, they're going to know, oh yeah, I remember ABC Clinic. I want to give them a call because I've seen them all over the place. At this point, you're going on your first date and you're going to have your first consultation. You need to treat that as building a relationship and showing them that you are the best chiropractor, the best physician, the best whatever you do in your field, so that you can actually start that legitimate relationship and providing their service. But from the marketing standpoint, it all starts with communicating with them the right way and communicating with them the right amount of time. You want to send them relevant information. Now, this person may have signed up and said, oh, I got back pain, but you don't know if he's going to need any problem, if he's going to need help with his knee later on. You don't know if this person also has wrist pain. You don't know if this person's going to get into an accident. So every week you want to roulette through and provide them with different emails and different information. You want to make sure that you're calling this person once a month to check up on them. You definitely want to call them within 3 days. Yes, the 3 days rule is a thing. You don't want to call them as soon as you get their number, because now you seem like a creep who's an automated system. You want to call them within that 3-day period to see if they need their services. To summarize, the main thing is you can't just bash people on the head and expect them to come into your office or come into your store. You need to actually build a legitimate relationship with them. Many and most successful companies are doing this business model. If you look at GameStop, the reason why GameStop is successful is not because they give the best prices or have the best sales or even have the best stock of video games. It's because they hire video game nerds who know the games. When you go into a GameStop and you want to buy a video game, you know that you can walk up to any of the clerks and say, hey man, I like this type of video game. What is a good video game that'll fit with that? That has built a relationship with every single customer in GameStop, and that's why GameStop has overthrown Best Buy and Walmart and everyone pretty much overnight. Don't waste that knowledge. Use that. Build relationships. Don't try to beat people over the head to come into your office. It doesn't work like that anymore. If you found any of this information useful or informative, definitely be sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions or want to talk about anything in future topics, go ahead and shout out at the bottom in the comment sections, letting us know what you are interested in, and we will get working on that.